Hey guys, so I'd just like to talk about a few crashes, like computer crashes that I've had to go through in my lifetime. So I think this was like 2009 or something, 2010 maybe. Let me just figure out what grade I was in. I think I was like, so I started school it was 2009 actually. Or at least I think it was 2009. Anyway. So well, the first blue screen that I've ever encountered happened in 2009. So I'd been a techie, I guess you could say, for at least a year at the time, but it wasn't super duper severe. It wasn't like something that I really wanted to do. Like, I wasn't that interested in it, but I just learned about it because I could. But that all changed when the first blue screen that I've ever encountered happened. So as I was saying, it was 2009. My mom had a computer in the basement. Now, I remember this thing because my mom had gotten mad at me quite a few times and added a password to that computer as a little bit of a discipline, I guess you could say. And I wasn't able to get in. However, she ended up removing the password a few years, I guess, like a few months later. It was either a year or so later. I'm just gonna say a few months because I'm not quite sure. So a few months later, for some reason, my mom had decided to download a few games, and so I decided to go ahead and I went and played a few of those games, and I was about to go and play one of the games when all of a sudden the computer just froze. I was wondering what happened, so I rapidly started pressing on a few keys, and the computer beeped at me. So that's strange. So I continued to press a few keys, and then the screen appeared. Now, I know exactly what caused it. It was a video card driver that happened to be bad, I guess you would say, and this happened to quite a few other people. I had an NVIDIA GeForce type video card. I forget what numbers it was behind it, but it was some numbers. So, these video card drivers, for some reason, ended up being slightly deadly to the computer, up until the point where it would cause your computer to go into a boot up loop. Yes. It ended up putting our computer into a boot up loop. We couldn't, it would start booting up, and then it would give us a blue screen. It would restart, and so it would just basically keep on doing the same thing over and over again. Until we decided to boot it up into safe mode, and instead of doing what my mom was supposed to do, which is why I recommended that I do it, but my dad was like, no, it's not your computer, your mother should probably do it. Mom ended up going and playing, Mom tried the game that I tried to play when it crashed. She played it, and the screen was completely distorted, and my mom had just completely forgotten about trying to remove the driver. She restarted the computer, and before I knew it, the computer was gone. The computer it wouldn't turn on, it would buzz, and it would do nothing else. It just died. And so it would be a few years later. I think it was 2010 or something. Maybe 2011. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I had I do have the worst memory in the world, but I had a Windows 98 computer up here in my room, which I happen to be recording in right now, at 11:30 at night. Just like every other proper YouTuber would do. So it sat up here, and it was almost like my best friend. I would sit up here for hours and play games. I would play games because I just love the games. So that computer was basically like my best friend. And so my dad had the genius idea to upgrade it to Windows XP. I wasn't that happy about it because I loved Windows 98. It was one of my favorites. Now, for some reason, this scared me. So the computer always sat in the corner across from my bedroom door. Once you walked in, it would be the first thing you see. It had its own little, very nice little desk, and it sat right in the corner of my room. My dad decided to load Windows XP on it, and yeah. So it worked out for, I think it was like 2 months or something, and then all of a sudden I was using it, and it randomly brought up a blue screen of death. For some reason that scared the living crap out of me, and I stayed away from it for the next 3 to 4 months. Yeah. I don't think I ever did get Windows 98 put back on the hard drive. No, wait, I think I did. Yeah. Got Windows 98 put back on it. Happily for me. Because I loved the operating system so much. It was like my favorite of all time. So what else about it? Strangely enough, it never did bring up another blue screen of death after I booted it up after the amount of months that I spent staying away from the computer. Anyway. So, I think I've witnessed at least 5 computer BSODs. Not counting like 30 other times that I've witnessed one computer bring up blue screens repeatedly. Anyway, there will probably be a part 2 to this, which I will be recording right after I upload this. So be very cautious for the next one, as it will definitely be coming out. Bye-bye.